Okay, so I'm going to show you how to import a model into Unreal Tournament 2004 using uh, the latest Blender version. And yeah, so you're going to want to get a model you want to import. For this, I'm going with something simple, but you could select a much more complex model if you wanted to. You're going to want to download it and open it up, extract all. There we go, got our nice cube. We check out the textures. It's a single texture, which is what you'll want. If you're familiar with skinning, you'll know that all the textures for a model will be in one file. And since the texture is packed inside the Blender file, you want to save it to disk. Go with the second option, create textures / and then it'll be whatever the author called it. And that's it, it's saved to our folder that we extracted stuff to. Hold on. Right here, to textures. There it is. It's a JPEG, so we'll have to convert that. And we can do that right now. So you'll want to download GIMP. Open up in GIMP and export as a .tga. Export. You'll want RLE compression, which will make the file size smaller. And origin should always be bottom left, otherwise it will appear upside down if you select top left. Export. It's done. Oh yeah, your texture must be a power of 2 as well. You see here, ours is, if you go to properties, oh, it doesn't say. Hold on. This one is 512 by 512, which is a power of 2. If it's not a power of 2, Unreal Ed will not allow you to import the texture. The reason why we're going with TGA is because Unreal Ed supports TGA, BMP, and a couple of other formats. So that's done. Next, you'll want to install an add-on that allows you to export this model to a format that Unreal Ed understands. There are only two formats that it understands. ASE stands for ASCII Scene Environment, I think, and LWO, which is a lightwave object file. Now we're going with ASCII because LWO, I haven't found support for the latest Blender, and the last version I did find is for a very old Blender version that's very different from what we have today. So this is the link that you'll want to go to. I'll paste it in the description. And once you're here, you want to save as, and then just save it to your downloads. Okay. And then in Blender, you want to hit Control Alt U. It brings up this menu, User Preferences. So I go to Add-ons, and then click on User, and then whoops, User, Install from File, and then find the ASCII right here, and this will be all grayed out if you click on the little checkbox there. Now that will enable it. Save user settings, close that. And now if you go to File, Export, you'll see at the bottom we have ASCII Scene Exporter. Click on it, save your file, And that's it for Blender. So next you want to open up Unreal Ed, and you'll want to import a texture. You must always import the textures first. And I'll show you why. So we'll call this portal, the portal package. Well, and the texture will be called companion text. It doesn't really matter what you call it, you just need to kind of remember the package name. So press OK. There's our nice texture. We go stack meshes. We import our ASE file. Also put the package under portal. We'll call it cube. Okay. And if you zoom in, it kind of looks all messed up. Now this is because in Blender, when you went to export, you must change these export options down here. You want triangulate on and remove doubles off. And you want to scale it probably about to 100 always. So export it again and import. I'm going to see if I can override it. Oh yeah, and there you go. Now it doesn't have our texture yet, and that's why I said you had to upload it first. Because you need, in this menu down here, make it a little bigger so you can see it. Under materials, click the little plus button. Click the plus button again where the 0 is. It says none. You click on the textures tab. You select the texture that you want to assign, and then you click use. And there you go. Beautiful. Perfect model. And now it's good to use. So let's load up our favorite, Rankin. There's our portal cube. And I don't know, let's change one of these help files. Display, static mesh, use. And you can see we have a very tiny small portal cube. We can quickly scale that. If we go to draw scale, let's try 1.0 or 2.0 or 0.2. Boom, much bigger. We can move it upwards a little bit. Somehow. There. It's good enough. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. And now we'll load it up in game. Oh, can't find file for package portal. Now that's probably because we did not save. So you want to save the stack mesh package as portal, save. And if we try that again, it should work. And there it is. It looks really bright. You can probably apply some sort of shading to it. I'm not going to cover that here. Yeah, and if I pick it up, I should gain 5 health. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Now, you may be wondering, how come we can't just have textures exported in this format, and then Unreal Ed reads them in? Why do we have to import the texture first and then do the static mesh? And that's because Unreal Ed is not smart enough to read um, the images, the image paths within that format. So what it does instead is it looks for texture names like this one's Core Breach, Acrion Blue, or C Default, or Link Zoom, Tick Rock. All these names, it will look at every single one of these names instead, and it will match them up with what's in the ASC file. And if it finds a match, then it auto assigns it like this. But that's not too useful to us because the only way to get an custom texture is if you import it first. So really it's just easier to import it, select it, and then apply it here. It's pretty cool. Wooden companion cube. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you later.